Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, back here in Grapevine, Texas at the Marcus 7-on-7 state qualifying tournament. The shores of beautiful Lake Grapevine. I'm here with the head coach of the Royse City Bulldogs, Coach Andrew Colvin, before his guys get started today competing. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us this morning.
Yeah, appreciate you being out here.
And we're on some grass, good grass. You were mentioning the grass out here. You could probably do some putting on that. Have you been working on your short game at all?
We played last week. I'm still terrible, but we enjoyed playing. So
okay. And the grass will be a little bit cooler than the turf as well once the weather heats up. So
yeah, it looks good.
We're glad to be on some grass here today. Now, Coach, first off, you guys are competing in 7-on-7, and this is your second qualifier of the year. And we all know UIL rules prevent you from coaching, so you got to be in the end zone as one of the uglier cheerleaders in the world. So
yeah.
when you're watching your guys compete, what do you want to see out of them today?
Yeah, I just want to see them execute and play with great effort. Just competing, that's kind of the baseline for us. We did a SQT 2 weeks ago. Played well. I think for us where we're at right now, I would like to see us win. Honestly, I would like to see us win it. So that's kind of what we're expecting today.
Now, how are you? You've been at places that have gone to the state tournament. I know when you were at West Mesquite, I think y'all went to College Station a couple times, and when you were at Rockwall as an assistant coach. Now that you're a head coach, are you one of those guys who hangs on every play and you're living and dying with every play, or are you pretty relaxed and let the assistants kind of holler and scream and you just kind of lay back and watch?
Man, I feel like I go back into offensive coordinator mode. I have this expectation when I get out here. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna let the guys play, let them compete, not get worked up. It's not real football, as we say. And then as soon as the game starts, I feel like I get pretty worked up every play. And so
that's the competitor in you, right?
I know that's the deal. It's like you want to come out here and compete, and then you're out here, you're like, no, not compete. We want to win.
Yeah,
so I'm sure you'll hear us hollering a little bit.
There you go. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Now you have a squad that I know last year. First let's talk about 11-6A. I don't think it gets the credit.
10-6A.
I'm sorry, 10-6A.
Yeah.
11-6A a lot of time gets all the credit with Duncanville and DeSoto, and rightfully so. Those guys deserve credit. But I don't think 10-6A gets the credit for week in and week out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 7 teams in that district, and there are 7 really – I think last year you could have taken you guys, Tyler Legacy, and Rockwall Heath, and put those guys in a lot of other districts, and they're second, third, maybe even competing for district championships.
For sure.
The depth in your district.
For sure.
It's week in and week out. It's a grind, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun, though. Every Friday night, man, you are really fighting for a playoff spot. There's no Friday nights off. Every game is important. Like you said, you're playing Longviews and Rockwalls and Heaths and North Forneys, and everybody's talented. Everybody's got good coaching staff. So, but that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it fun, that every Friday night, man, you are playing big time football and coaching in big time football games. So we enjoy it. We love it.
When you have a team that I think this year's team is there's some talent, but a lot of it's young talent.
It is.
So when you're trying to integrate that young talent, that jump from playing freshman JV football to playing on Friday night is really, really big. And even with talented guys, there's a learning curve there. Yeah. How do you as a coaching staff try to work on putting those guys in positions to be successful?
Yeah, I think the only thing that's a little different for us is with this young group is just their mentality. It's just a different mentality than I've seen at other places where I've been, where we were good on the freshman level as well. Is that, as a coach, you worry about, all right, they're really good as a freshman. Are they going to take a hit to their confidence when they move up to varsity and get banged around a little bit? But I do not worry about that with this group. Man, let me tell you, they are really, really talented, but their mentality is on a different level. It's like they are varsity football players already, and they've already done it. So I don't really worry about them getting knocked around and their confidence getting dinged up. I truly expect us to start 6 sophomores, and I truly expect those 6 guys to freaking get after it.
There you go. Well, you mentioned you got 6 sophomores, and so when you look at some specifics of your ball club, what are some areas where right now you want some young guys? There's some positions that are up for grabs, and they could be won during summer strength and conditioning and putting in that work. What are some areas where you're still looking for some young guys to maybe grow up and take that step this summer and snag that starting spot?
Yeah, I think this year for sure we are more explosive at the skill position. I think at receiver for sure we're going to have some of those young guys playing, which is good for us. We can get the ball out quick and just let them catch it and get to work. And then as far as just any position specifically, man, we kind of got them sprinkled around. I mean, we'll have a sophomore right tackle. We'll have a sophomore defensive end. We'll have a sophomore linebacker, sophomore free safety. So they're kind of spread out. And spring ball, I saw what I needed to see out of those guys to know that when we go play on Friday nights, it's those sophomore guys they'll be flying around like anybody else. So.
And you wouldn't mind a couple of young guys. You never have too much depth, especially in the trenches. So some young guys in the trenches grow up a little bit. That'll be a good thing as well, I'm sure, right?
For sure. And they got a motor too, those guys I'm talking about. So I'm excited about it.
Final question for you. Now you're a little bit more than a year into your tenure as a head coach, and a lot of I've heard a lot of young coaches, when their assistants go, I don't know what that guy's doing in the big chair. When I get in the big chair, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Now that you've had a year in the big chair as a head coach, if you could go back in time a year and 3 months ago and give advice to yourself before you got the head coaching job at Royse City, what piece of advice would that be?
And I think what comes to mind first is the off season. I think once I got there that first day, I'm thinking about budgets and middle schools and camps and staff and kids and schedules and just all of that stuff and ordering and gear and helmets and equipment. You're thinking about all that stuff on day one. Even that first week, I would just tell myself that you got time to get all that sorted out. Focus on the off season for how much time you got those guys right there, because it's not a lot. And really focus on what type of off season you're about to put those kids through. That's what comes to mind most to me.
One other thing I've heard from head coaches now is, when you become a head coach, you don't get to coach near as much football as you did when you were an assistant. Yeah. Are there days where you still get to get out there and get your hands dirty and coach? And do you feel like that those are the fun days when you actually get to coach football instead of doing all the administrative stuff?
Absolutely, it is a lot. There's not enough hours in the day to get that stuff done. I always say this, man. Working with Trey Brooks at Rockwall, I got to see how he managed his time, and that's truly what it's about. Because it's a lot for both, and you just manage your time wisely. And I tell the kids every day, the best part of my day is getting to the athletic period and coaching football. The administrative stuff, it's fun, but it is time consuming. So by the time I get to that last period, man, I'm cranked up, ready to coach football. So that is the fun part.
Well, no coaching today. We're going to do a lot of cheering. So there he is, Andrew Colvin, the head coach of the Royse City Bulldogs. Coach, appreciate your time.
Appreciate everything you do for us. Thank you. Coach.